when you're lying awake with a dismal headache and repose is tabooed by anxiety, I conceive you may use any language you choose to indulge in without impropriety.
For your brain is on fire.
The bedclothes conspire, usual slumbers to plunder you.
Where your counterpane goes and uncover your toes.
And your sheet slips demurely from under you.
The blanketing tickles, they like mixed pickles.
So terribly sharp is the pricking.
And you're hot, and you're caught, and you tumble and toss.
So there's nothing twixt you and the ticking.
Then the bedclothes all creep to the ground in a heap, and you pick them all up in a tangle.
Next your pillow resigns and politely declines to remain at its usual angle.
Well, you get some repose in the form of a doze without eyeballs and head ever aching.
But you're slumbering teams with such horrible dreams that you'd very much better be waking.
For you dream you are crossing the channel and tossing about in a steamer from Harwich.
Which is something between a large bathing machine and a very small second-class carriage.
And you're given a treat, penny ice and cold meat, to a party of friends and relations. They're a ravenous horde, and they all came aboard at Sloane Square and South Kensington Station.
And found on that journey, you find your attorney, who started this morning from Devon. He's a bit undersized, and you're not surprised when he tells you he's only 11. Well, you're driving like mad with the singular lad.
By the by, the ship's now a four-wheeler.
And you're playing round games, and he calls you bad names when you tell him that Ty's been the dealer.
But this you can't stand, so you throw up your hand, and his minor is cold as an icicle. And your shirt and your socks of black silk gold clocks crossing Salisbury Plain on a bicycle.
And he and the crew run bicycles too.
Which they somehow or other invested in. And he's telling the Tarzan the particular
Of a company he's interested in.
It's a scheme of devices to get at low prices.
All goods from off mixtures to cables.
Which tickled the sailors by treating retailers as though they were all vegetables.
Then you get a good spadesman to plant a small tradesman, first take off his boots with a fruit tree. Then his legs will take root, and his fingers will shoot, and he'll blossom and bud like a fruit tree.
From the greengrocer tree, you get grapes and green pea, cauliflower, pineapple, and cranberry. While the pastry cook plant cherry brandy will grant apple puffs and three-corners and branberry.
The shares are penny, and ever so many are taken by Rothschild and Baring.
And just as a few are allotted to you.
You awake with a shudder despairing.
You're a regular wreck.
With a crick in your net, and no wonder you snow for your heads on the floor.
You needles and pins from your soles to your shins.
And your flesh is a creek for your left cleansing sleep.
And cramps in your toes.
And a fly in your nose.
And fluff in your lung, and a feverish tongue.
Thirst that's intense and a general sense.
And you haven't been sleeping in clover.
The
Darkness is past, and it's daylight at last. And the night has been long, ditto, ditto my song. And thank goodness they're both of them over.